Hello guys, Nigel here with you, Nigel's Modelling Bench, and I've got a kit review for you today, just to sort of put a bit of difference into the mix with all these ships and boats and everything. So going through the stash, and I picked out this one. This is a lovely old kit. This is originally from a company called Merit. They're basically Trumpeter, Hobbyboss, and you'll see when we look inside the box. And now they've actually changed the name to I Love Kit. It's I Heart Kit. So if you want to do a search for this, you can write I Love Kit into eBay and you'll find hundreds of them, or you can literally put Merit or just put 135th M19. It's a lovely model. It's about between 60 and £100 depending where you get it from. Don't forget, as I said before in my reviews, if you're in the UK and you're now buying stuff from Europe or China or whatever, you stand a very good chance of getting caught for the VAT, which is fine. The bloody £12 charge they charge you for charging it for paying it is the problem. So anyway, this one here, length 464, width 82.5, and it's 1/35th scale. Age 14 plus. It is a pretty complicated kit. This one has a lot of parts in it, and as you can see on here, this is the hard top cab version. They also do a soft top cab. Now I know with the other diamond trucks, the soft top cab tends to be slightly wider, so it'd be interesting to see if it's the same with this one, but I don't have the soft top version. But you've got the soft top there on the back. You don't actually get that canvas with the kit, and on the back here we've got an M24 by the look of it, and you don't get that with the kit either. You're just getting the tractor unit and the actual trailer itself. So looking around the box quickly, got a front on view there. You can see how much wider the trailer is than the actual truck itself. I've seen a couple of these at shows. They are bloody huge. In fact, a friend of mine, when I worked at Delphi, a friend of mine actually had one of these, a real one, and he was at the time, that was years ago, he was painting it. I did actually go to see him about a year ago, and where the truck was in a yard is now a load of houses. So I don't know where the truck's gone. So there we go, got a nice decal sheet there, got some health and safety stuff there, causes of small parts. Believe me, there are a lot of small parts. And this is the item number 6350. And I'm not sure, actually, I might put a comment down below. I'm not sure if the part number's changed. And you can see this one was 2013. Now I know I bought this as soon as it came out, so I actually bought this in 2013, which is, what's that now, 8 years ago. Bloody hell. And on the end of the box you just got an end-on view there of the truck, and over here we can see an image of the photo etch. We've got some nice checker plate panels there, Radiator Grille, some little detail clamps and stuff there. So yeah, nice couple of photo etch sheets there, and we've got the side view and the aerial view there. You can see it's an unusual trailer, this one. It sort of sits on its own. It doesn't. You can just unhook it and drive the truck off, so the tank could stay on the trailer. Or the trailer would just sit there waiting to be hooked up, rather than be, like a trailer, like most of them just have wheels at the back and the front is on a fifth wheel or something. So this could be towed by anything. Obviously something could pull it. And then we've got some information there, so you can hold that still, so you can pause there and read it should you want to. But the Diamond T trucks, they're bloody gorgeous. They are lovely. I'm a big fan of them. So looking inside the box, it's very well, you can imagine, being like Trumpeter and Hobbyboss, very well packaged. Very nice, strong, rigid, thick cardboard box. You can see it's lovely, beautifully packaged. We've got a colour call out there for the model, which, it's green. Here we go. And then we've got a nice instruction book there, and you can see here when I say I'm talking about Trumpeter and Hobbyboss, you can see it's, even when you look, it just oozes out Hobbyboss, doesn't it? Even the colour of the plastic. But it's a lovely model. I don't quite understand what's going on. If somebody knows, if they can tell me, because I noticed on here where it says Merit, we've got here a address in California. So whether they're like a branch and they're doing it for tax reasons or whatever, if anybody knows, if they could tell me, I'd be really interested to know. I mean, I don't really understand why we've got a Trumpeter and Hobbyboss, because they're obviously the same company, and there's a wing, and I mean, it may be like Kia and Hyundai. Kia and Hyundai are both the same company in effect. They share body shells and stuff with different trim. I think they're two brothers, aren't they? So it's I think Trumpeter and Hobbyboss are kind of the same, but I don't understand the Merit wing and I don't understand why they would change the name, because they don't actually share. You can't get this kit as a Trumpeter kit or Hobbyboss kit. This is only available as a Merit. You know, it's like the you can get the 1/200 scale Enterprise in Trumpeter. You get the 1/200 scale Yorktown in Trumpeter, but if you want the Hornet, that's American, or I Love Kit now, so very strange. So anyway, we've got the colour call out there, as I said. We've got the instruction manual, and then we've got lots and lots of sprues, and in here we've got a box of bits and pieces. Now, I have actually done a review of this kit when I first bought it on a website, so I'll get it all unbagged and we'll have a look at all the parts in detail. Right, so as with all my reviews, first thing I always do is look at the instructions, and then if we see parts on the sprue that we don't really know, or see something weird in here, then we can see it on the sprue and you're not sort of wondering what things are. So you can see here, typical sort of Hobbyboss Trumpeter layout. You know, normally they're that way and they open this way, but sometimes they open this way, sort of A4 size. Instructions on how to fit the decals. You've got your legend there, which are your images you're going to be calling out for in the instructions. So typical, as I say, as with pretty much everything these days, except Tamiya. You've got a sprue call out here with all your parts and everything, and you've got your more sprue call outs here, flatbed for the trailer. You've got your photo etch there, and we can see here I've done a parts count where I've done the review before. Got 662 parts including the PE, so I used to actually count all the parts on the sprues. I've recently done that with the 200 scale ships. Talking about 200 scale ships, don't worry guys, I have been working on Titanic today. I'm getting very close to actually fitting those propeller shafts onto the actual hull now, so I'll be working on part 18 very soon. As soon as I put them on, then I'll start part 18, because then it'll be all the blending in and everything. So going back to this one, today is the 12th of March 2021, just to give you an idea of time if you're watching this and I'm talking about Titanic. You could be watching this in 3 years' time and anything could have happened. Right, so starting off with the engine, as you can see, it's a beautiful construction. I believe there's 70 odd parts in the engine. You can see it goes all the way through and over to the next page. It's a very detailed engine, very busy. And I can imagine built and painted would look absolutely stunning. It actually says on here Hercules diesel. So I don't know if they got the copyright or if they just don't care. The belts here, you can see you've got 3 separate belts, which is a nice touch rather than just one moulded lump. But the engine is going to look absolutely stunning. Got the exhaust system going together here. You've got the radiator here. You can see we've got a photo etch grille, which is a really nice touch. In fact, there's no radiator in there by the look of it. You've got the actual outer shell, or the shroud for the cooling fan. Then we've got a frame. Then we've got the PE, and then we've got the outer protection going on. So there's no actual radiator in there. So you're going to see through into the engine through that grille. But I guess in reality, if it's a big core radiator, you might see through there anyway. Although I doubt it. Now I'll probably put something in there, blank it off. You can see a very busy stage here. We've got this chassis all going together. We've got air tanks going on. We've got the bumper supports there going on. More air tanks, and we've got cross members. There's a lot on there, a hell of a lot on that page. So you have to be very careful and do as I do with all your clamping your chassis to a straight edge and everything. And what I always do is put all the cross members in one side first, make sure they're all nice and square to the chassis, and then you can put the chassis together once they're cured and everything's solid then, and it's not all doing this, you know, which is what you want to avoid. That you want to avoid this, you want to avoid this, and you want to avoid this. You've got so many issues you can get with building a chassis, and if you can, try and put the engine in afterwards, because you want to sort of get it down on a flat surface and let it set, whereas if the engine's in there, it's going to stop you doing that. Right, waffle stops. Transmission going together here. You've got the transmission brake, steering column there by the looks of things, and then we've got some body supports here going in. So that's that all done. And then we're adding on our air takeoffs there for our compressed air points. And then we've got the body mounts again there, another cross member there, a body mount. And then we've got this assembly here going together. And it's, oh, that's that there. Okay, so we've got rollers there for the, that's the, what's the word I'm looking for? Fair leads for the winch. So going on here, we're starting to add this suspension, making up our leaf springs. Nice to see they come in halves. You'll still have a seam to clean up, But if they came in one piece, you'd still have a seam to clean up, but invariably you get loads of shrink marks in them because they're so thick. So I always like to see them in 2 halves, and then I can clean the joints up myself afterwards. And then we've got some differentials going together there, or some final drives going together, and the axles. We've got some air brake cylinders going on. As we can see, lots and lots of detail. And then we've got the front axle going together here. We've got steering gear. Looks like you could actually make this steerable. Yes, you could. If I build this, I'll show you how. It's just a case of drilling it, putting some pins in, and then putting some washers over and gluing them. And then we've got these here. If you are building this, I would advise leaving these off until you've got your wheels on, because basically, if you can imagine looking at this from the side, you've got your front axle here, and then you've got your 2 rear axles here. If you leave those rear axles so they can pivot, you can guarantee when you put it down that the rear axles will find their center, and you'll get all 3 axles touching the ground, and then you can add those parts. If you add those parts now and it pushes a twist into the axle, you could end up with the wheels, a couple of the wheels not touching. So that's what I always do. I always leave them off until the very end, until the wheels are on, and I can actually set it on its wheels. Going through here, making up the mud guards, or the fenders if you're in the United States. We've got our low-vis lights there, some body for more cross members here. This is going to be mounts for our fuel tanks, no doubt. Fuel tank halves going together. You've got a nice PE mesh going over the top of there, so you've got no worries about that seam in the tank. And as I also say with my builds in the past, go through your instructions, have a look, build these tanks first, put them back in the box, and then when you actually come to need them, the seams will be nice and hard and ready to sand. So there we go, that's all very nice indeed. And then we're going to make up our winch, which is going to go up in the middle there. So, and it's driven by the, as you can see, it's driven by the transfer box there. So obviously the winch can work fore or aft, I'm guessing. We'll have to see. Then we've got the rear cargo bay here. This is the cargo bay. This is where all the tools and everything was chucked. And they also used to put ballast in there. So basically that's just a big area. It's huge. But mate, as I said, a friend of mine had one. You sort of stand next to it and your head was kind of level with the bottom of this. So they are massive. And it's just this huge open area for putting stuff. So and if they were going to be pulling any heavy weights out, if they wanted to weigh the truck down, they would put huge rocks or concrete or whatever in there just to weigh the truck down, to get it to sit, give it some weight so that it could pull something heavier than itself. Interior going together now with all the beautiful gear linkage parts going in, handbrake and everything in there, or parking brake should I say, steering column going together, and then we've got our seats going together, instrument panel with some lovely little separate switches on it. Lovely thought to detail. Something else worth looking at on here, they've actually showed it. You can see down here on the instructions it says 1/38. When I looked at that when I first did a review on this, I thought, oh no. But I checked it out, it's actually, that's wrong, it's 1/35. It's not 1/38 scale. The size is perfect, don't you worry. So, the kit that has got the size all out is the Hobbyboss white, is it a white? Yeah, US white 666 cargo truck, part number 83801. It's all over the place as far as scale goes, and I'll do a review on that and show you. Separate doors here, so you can pose the doors open, which is a really nice touch. You've got your mirrors and clear parts going in there. There's a light, is that a light box on the top or an air intake or something, I'm not sure. Then we've got some handles going on, and windows going in from the outside, which is really nice, so you can paint the cab and then put the windows in last. Hopefully, yeah, they have got a frame around them, so you're actually gluing onto a frame rather than gluing on the very edge of the clear part. So many car kits and truck kits and everything, they actually make the clear part and don't include the frame with the clear part. So then when you're gluing it, you're actually gluing the edge of the clear, and it's always nice to include a frame rather than just having the edge of the clear going on. Bumper going together there, nice big chunky bumper, and adding on the huge side covers for the engine. And then we're going to make a start on the trailer. You can see a very, very simple assembly. Got a massive chassis here going into the actual top of the trailer. And you can see down here we've got 1/35, so that's okay. And then we've got some more framework going in there for the towing area. We've got some pulley blocks, that's the word I was looking for, pulley blocks going in there with their pivots. You can have them all loose, so you can have them loose and get in and paint all around them, and then when you're doing some weathering you can scratch it all up. And then we've got the guides going in there to guide the tanks on to save them falling off the sides. We've got some chocks here, which is a nice touch. They're going to be stored there, or you could actually use them if you're doing a diorama with the tank on there. You could actually use those as chocks to hold it in place. And then we've got the actual front. I'm guessing that's going to be some kind of brake, a parking brake, but we've got the cable assembly there. We've got the huge wheel for turning it. Got some air brakes, bits and pieces going on there, and the huge airframe for towing. And then we're going to start on our axles. And axles, it's rear suspension. We've got the front suspension there, and then the rear suspension there for the actual trailer itself. And you can see you've got 2, 4, 6, 8, 16, 18, 20, 24 tyres on the trailer. So, and you've got the 26 with your spares as well. So really good. And it's a shame the tyres there don't have rims in them. I think the tyres probably would have had rims in them. Do we have rims in them? Tyre 2. No, we don't have any rims in them. It's always nice to paint those rims like a black or a grey or something, a different colour, just to add a bit more interest, and also have them brand new, so that they've never been used, and have these all weathered up and dirty. And then there we go. We're going to add the add it on there. We're going to add the pintle hook on there, and then we're away. And then we've got our fully built model. So let's have a look at some of the plastic. First of all, have a look through this box. It's always nice to see what's in these boxes. So in here we've got some lovely bits and pieces. We'll pour it all out. We've got our decal sheet there, which is taped up. I won't get it out, but it's a yes I will, because you probably want to see it. So let me get in there with a knife and just cut that tape away. Then we can get the decal sheet out if it wants to come out, which it doesn't. It's been in there for many years. And then we can have a look. So you can see we've got some stars and stuff there. We've got some logos. It's very, very nice indeed. Got a dash panel there. Serial numbers for some different versions. Some red on there. I'm not sure if that's something that I've put on there, or if that's something that I've put on there. So there we go. Very, very nice indeed. So lovely little set of decals there. And then we've got a photo etch. Here we've got 2 sheets, so we can see we've got checker plate there. Which is very nice indeed. It's lovely, and then you can weather it and rub it off. Rub the paint off is what I'm trying to say. And yeah, lovely. Very, very nice. You've got the Radiator Grille there, which has got no radiator behind it. With some other bits and pieces of mesh and everything there. And these little these bits here, they get bent up and hold the tying down eyes on the side of the trailer. Clear parts. Very nice indeed, as usual with all Trumpeter and Hobbyboss. They're going to be lovely and clear because they're dead flat. You've got lights there and the side markers and everything. So very nice. Base of the actual trailer itself. You can see you've got the areas there where the pulley blocks go. Very nicely moulded, one piece moulding, no ejector pin marks in anywhere visible. So yeah, very nice indeed. Got some string in there for our winch. And then we've got a lovely little cab here, beautiful little one piece cab, which is a nice touch. And then we've got the doors going in the sides there, and they're separate. And then you can see up in here we've got, like I said earlier, we've got up in there we have, if I can get the light over the bloody camera, it's a 1/38 M19. So don't panic if you see that, it is 1/35. So there we are, that's lovely. Put that back in its bag for protection, because protection is good. We've got the tyres. So we've got tyres for the tractor trailer there. There's no lettering on them by the look of things, which is unfortunate. Obviously they didn't get the license or or break the law. But they have got a nice tread pattern on them, so I'm sure you can get resin wheels for it anyway if you wanted to go down that road. Just put all this away actually, otherwise we'll end up with a pile of stuff. Let's just pop that back in there. Always put your decals face down, guys, because if you put plastic parts on top of the decals and the decals are face up, they can actually make indentations in them. And then you've got the millions of tyres there for the trailer. Again, we got, it looks like we might have some lettering on these. No, just some ribbing detail and stuff. But they've got a lovely tread on them and everything. They are lovely, and you've got loads of them. If you're gonna make a lovely model of this, you'd probably go down the resin route anyway. So put that back in the box. So let's grab a handful of sprues. All these larger sprues on one side, and as I say, these bags are all open, so you can look at this. So this one here, we've got Sprue R. We've got 2 of these. So this one is all truck axles and stuff. So we've got our leaf springs there. Got the brake back plates. You can see they've got some beautiful detail on them. Got some wheel detail there, which is very nice indeed. You've got the nuts in there. And then we've got air cylinders and wheel hubs. A little bit of sinking in the middle of the wheel hubs, which is a shame. But on the whole, all very nice. And underneath there we've got some little pieces protected under the foam. And we've got some rails here for something or other. And then you've got those air takeoffs there. So yeah, lovely. Very cleanly moulded. As you can see, I mean, if you're familiar with Hobbyboss, you know, if I didn't tell you this wasn't Hobbyboss, you'd think it was Hobbyboss. So that's all very nice. And the next bag here, we've got one of these sprues. This is Spruce C. And here we can see we've got our engine side covers, we've got our front fenders, fender inserts, some more air tanks, rear cross member, it's a body mount of some sort, and then we've got some other bits and pieces of the winch, some more cross members up here, all very beautifully moulded, all very crisp and clean. Very, very delicate part there is the steering arm by the look of it. And yeah, you can see on here we've got the tread plate on the top of the wheel arches or the fenders there, which is very nice indeed. Engine side cover is also very nice to see that the vents are open. So if you can see there, you can see, look through, you can see my finger behind. The air vents are open. They actually need a bit of a clean up, which you'd expect, but just the tip of a knife blade in there, a knife blade like this, a brand new one, get in there and just one scrape down each one, clean them up beautifully. And yeah, lovely detail on all these parts, really, really nice. And we've got under fender detail as well, which is a nice touch. And also, wow, I'm just looking, there's no ejector pin marks in there, look. So yeah, very nice, very, very nice indeed. The bulkhead there with some wiring detail on it. Yeah, lovely. Beautiful, as they say in Wales. Very nice. Then the next one here, this is the cargo bay at the back, with the bed at the back, if you like. It looks like this is a rear cross member here. This is going to be the bed. Got the side panels there with the integral grab rails on the top. Radiator cowl. Some bits and pieces there. Some chain for the winch, no doubt. Another cross member here. We've got some more cross members here. Very, very finely moulded parts. Then you've got these chains at the ends. I'll show you those close up now. But very nice indeed. Really, really lovely. You can see those chains on there. They really are nice. Beautifully moulded. You can't see through them, but you know, once they've had a wash on them and stuff, they'll look beautiful. This is like one of those kits you don't really need any extras for, I think. Maybe resin wheels, but just because of the vinyl tyres. But you know, I don't think I mean, I've never seen this model built, to be honest. You don't tend to see many tank transporters at shows built, because I think probably like most of my kits, they don't get finished. But it does look like one of those models you could just build out the box and it'll be beautiful. So exhaust there, we've got the exhaust manifold there with Hercules diesel on the side of it. We've got the actual engine block there, which is one of the nicest engine blocks I've ever seen for detail. I don't know if it's correct, but it's lovely. And then we've got bell housing by the look of it there. It's going to enclose the clutch, engine mounts on there. Got some levers here. Again, some very, very finely moulded parts, beautifully moulded, very fine and crisp. So have a look at that engine block. That's one of the nicest I've ever seen. I'm just going to move that cable out of the way. Here we go. It's one of the nicest engine blocks I've ever seen. So it's got the diesel there, and then on the there you go, on the exhaust manifold there, we got, or is that the inlet manifold? I'm not sure now. We've got Hercules diesel on there. You can see, probably pick that out. So yeah, lovely. Got some very, very finely moulded parts here. You see that little lever there with this little locking lever there, or unlocking lever, should I say. There's another brake back plate there. That may be the transmission brake, bell housing by the look of it. Prop shaft there with the UJs, very nice indeed. Very little mould seam as well, which is a nice touch. As I say, if I always say this, guys, if I see a kit I like, I tend to buy it as soon as it comes out. Some people hang around and wait to see if they get, you know, the discounts and stuff. But with very, very fine parts like that, you find I find it tends to be a bit crisper when the kit is new. You get less mould seam and everything, because obviously the mould tool is brand new. Especially if it's a short run kit where they may have used like aluminium tooling or something, which does happen. Look at my bloody Mac 2 VC10 review. That thing was moulded in bloody cow shit, I think. There we go, some lovely detail parts here, really nice. Some more leaf springs. Here we go, have a look at all that. A little bit of flash on there after what I was just saying. But, you've got the radiator grille there. That's the front side, which is much sharper and much crisper. We've got the fan there with the rivet detail on it on both sides, which is a nice touch. Some more prop shafts. We've got leaf springs, lots of greeblies and little bits of pulleys and lever arms and steering arms and stuff, levers, pipes. Very nice indeed. I must be honest, guys, I haven't seen a single thing on this kit that I don't like. As I say, I bought it when it was brand new. I reviewed it on a website, I don't know which one, and haven't got out of the box since. So this is going to be the main chassis for the trailer. This is going to be your spare wheel holder. Some framework there for the trailer. These are your bogies, the pivots for the rear wheels. And then that's basically going to be parts of construction for the trailer. You can see those bogies there, you look at the detail on them. Not really going to see much of them, but they do look stunning. Really, really nice. So there we go. Thoughtful sprue manufacturing as well, where they've got these legs on here to protect these parts, which is a really nice touch. You see they've got the legs on the sprue, so when they get stacked up they don't actually damage the parts. And then we've got this one here, and this has got this foam on it. I'm going to get that off for you. There we go. So you can see we've got some very finely detailed parts under there, and the foam is there. It's one of Trumpeter's best assets. Trumpeter Hobbyboss is their packaging. Boxes are always really rigid. It's always very well packed. Smaller parts are put in separate boxes within the box, and then they use this foam to protect parts. And one of their best assets, something that some of the other manufacturers could, like Rodin, could grab hold of. People like ICM, they make lovely kits because they make the sprues all the same size as the box, so they can't move around. But there's some beautiful detail on here, and I knew I shouldn't have said anything about getting the kits as soon as they come out, because you get crisp moulding and stuff. And look, we've got flash on here, so and on that cable there's a piece broken off, so Whether that's broken off in there. Nope, looks like it probably got broken off in the mold tool. But maybe it's supposed to be like that, because I was thinking it was that one, but it's not. That one's there. It looks fine. So in fact, yeah, it's probably supposed to be like that, because this one's got a leg on it. So I'll shut up. And there we go. In fact, I am going to have a look. This is Sprue H. So if you look in here for Sprue H, yep, it's actually not broken off. It's supposed to be like that. Here we go. You can see it there. So it's absolutely fine. But don't excuse the flash though. But never mind. I won't put the phone back on that one. I've been waiting for me to do that. Right, so on the other side of the box we've got some more sprues here. We've got a wide side and a narrow side. I've got a feeling we've got a lot of one of these sprues, so yeah, we've got 4 of that one. So look at that one first. We've got 4 of this one, and this is all wheels, wheel rims and chocks and stuff. So I'll put that one away. We'll get one of these out. So you see there's our wheel chocks there, which are moulded in one piece, beautifully moulded. And then we've got our wheels here for our trailer. So we've got our tying down hooks on the sides there. That's the other side of your wheel chocks there. So there we are, very, very nice indeed. Again, crisp, clean, nicely detailed. Maybe you've built this kit. If you've built this kit, let me know in the comments below how it goes together. I'd be interested to know. I did see a build on YouTube. Somebody was building it, but they never got past video 1. So I doubt it ever got finished. And then this one here is the same as this one here. So we've got 2 of those. I'll put that one in there. So this is, again, this is going to be all suspension bogie parts. Absolutely beautiful. Really, really lovely moulding. That hand wheel is lovely. And there's some beautiful moulding on there. Really nice. Really crisp, really clean. Lovely, lovely moulding. If you're into your World War II stuff, American, I would seriously recommend this kit. Even if it does have fit issues and stuff, it's beautifully detailed. It really is nice. I'd forgotten how lovely it is. So, yeah, I know, as I said, I know it's available now under the I Love Kit manufacturer. Right, here we go, some beautiful cab detail here. So this is our cab floor, steering wheel. Is that window winders? It looks like they're window winders. Throttle pedal by the look of it. They've got some handles there. Doors. That looks like that's door handles, and so that's window winders for the inside. There's exterior door handles, and they're probably interior door handles. So we've got interior detail here. You can see on there. So yeah, beautiful, beautiful instrument panel. And as you know, we've got the decal on there, so plenty of setting solution. That should go down nice. Although if the decals are like Hobbyboss, you need bloody acetone to make them go down. I'm joking, don't use acetone. So the floor there is lovely with the checker plate on the floor, and you got the rib detail there in the pressed steel, which is nice. Front bumper, which is lovely. The rivet detail, the bolt detail on there. So start off having a look at the instrument panel. You've got the floor there with the checker on it, checker plate. Front bumper. Looks like the cowl. In the door there, and on the inside you've got interior detail. And they've nicely not put ejector pin marks in there for us. So we've got the ejector tabs on here. You've got the one there and that one there. It's cut off, but they're much easier to clean up than having bloody ejector pin marks. So yeah, lovely. Very nice indeed. The general theme, I think you probably get to know. I like this. Anyway, this is the final sprue. Now this is the chassis, and it's lovely. So we've got looks like part of the transmission there, and then we've got our fuel tanks here, or side steps and then fuel tanks. Main chassis rails. These are going to be the supports for the body, which will probably also cross members. Wheel there, not sure why it's one on its own. There's probably the spare wheel. That's probably the spare wheel because it's got all the holes drilled out and no nuts on there. So that's going to be one half of the spare wheel for the tractor unit. But the chassis is lovely. I'm just looking. Oh wow. For once, somebody's finally given us a truck kit with all the rivet detail on the chassis and no ejector pin marks. Look at that. That's the inside of the chassis you're looking at there. If you're familiar with your truck kits, you know that quite often they have bloody ejector pin marks all in here amongst all the bolts, and you've got to sand them out, fill them, whatever. But no such thing on this one. Really lovely. Very nice indeed. And then we look at the outsides. You can see there all the strap detail. We've got the subframe for the load area. A little bit of sinkage on there, but I'm not going to worry about that on the truck, especially on this part. You got the front hangers there for the leaf springs. You got the rear pivots there for the rear axles. Beautifully done. Very, very nice kit. So yeah, very nicely done. So that has been the Merit I Love kit, item number 63501. As I say, I'll put a message in the comments below if the part number has changed, which I don't think it has. I think it's just I think it's just gone from Merit to I Love kit, so it'll probably still be 63501. But as I say, you can search up 135th M19 on eBay and you'll see this come up. But if you actually search for Merit, I think you'll find everybody's out of stock because the name changed a while ago. So there we go. That's been the review of that. I give this as a kit. And obviously reviews are pretty pointless because this could all be beautifully moulded with no ejector pin marks and all the bolt heads and everything all beautifully done. But if it doesn't go together, then it's pointless. But as a moulding, as an engineered kit, it does seem very, very nicely done indeed. So yeah, I will give this 9 out of 10 easily, an easy 9 out of 10 for on first impressions. So there we go, guys. That's been it, and I think tomorrow I'll do another review for you on another Diamond T truck, or a couple of Diamond T trucks from a different manufacturer, and they really are very nice indeed. So yeah, thanks for watching. I'll see you all soon. Happy modelling, stay safe, and keep your pecker up. Bye for now.